What if your word of the year wasn't something you had to do, but something you were invited to notice? If words of the year have ever felt like pressure or self-improvement disguised as spirituality or discipline, I want to offer you a different way. A long time ago, I gave up words for the year. They always ended up being performative for me. Maybe you know what that's like too. But about 9 years ago, I felt a nudge to receive a word. At first, I thought it was a challenge. But then the more that I got curious about it, the more I had this sense of just watch and keep an eye out. And it ended up laying the foundation for the next 9 years. That word was connection. And it sort of seemed like a weird word for the year. But there became a difference for me between a word of the year and a word for the year. And this word was the beginning of that process for me. What makes a word for the year different than a word of the year for me? Well, first I received the word for the year. It was a gift. Even though initially I thought that it was a challenge, something for me to do, and I had no idea how I was going to do connection as the word, as a word of the year. But it became sort of like a lens or a grid or a thing to look out for, something to notice rather than something to strive for. It was kind of like a treasure hunt, or I guess a lot of people talk about Easter egg hunts. Like you get these clues and you kind of know what you're looking for. I don't pretend to fully understand the whole Easter egg thing, but it became like a regular, oh, that has to do with connection. Oh, I see, there's connection there. And in the process of that, as opportunities for connection came up and I began to recognize them, I jumped on everyone and that I possibly could. And that became a really valuable experience through the whole year. I'm heading into year 9 now, and all of the words that I have gotten over the last 9 years still matter. I've carried them all with me. It's like I've kind of stacked on them, sort of like reading great books or watching a good movie, or that over time, and even reading my Bible now, it's like every year I still notice those other things and I notice the new things. It's sort of like a gentle encouragement or a gentle drawing towards growth and learning in ways that I would not have initiated myself or thought to pursue or really even thought about. Let me see if I can remember all of the words in case you want to know. Connection, beloved, strong, along with the song Jesus Strong and Kind, goodness, along with all of the things like the goodness of God, C.C. Winans, and a lot of other songs about Psalm 23 that were really personal love notes to me because of some stories that I'll share maybe another time about the impact of that passage, that chapter on me. Goodness, receive, shalom, adventure. That's not the last one though. Shalom, adventure, and freedom. This year's word is freedom. And with the adventure, I got the and keep an eye out for things about faith too. So those are most of the words. I'm missing one. I'll see if I can look it up and maybe just put a quick list up on the screen. But really, it doesn't matter what my words were or are. What matters is that they were personal for me. They were gifts for me. And here's the thing that's most important is I believe that God wants to give you gifts for a word, something that He's going to guide you through or gift you with over the course of this coming year. And the great news is you can't be late doing this. You can do it for a month. You can do it for a week. You can do it for the seasons. You can do a word for winter and a word for spring and summer and fall. You can do whatever words you want. You can ask God for a word anytime. Sometimes I'll ask him for a word or what he wants me to be looking out for if I go like to a conference or a retreat or meet with friends. So all of those things can apply. So I just want to offer you an invitation to ask God for a word. Ask him to give you a word, and then just be still and listen. And remember that we need to be in a place of connection when we want to hear God, which connection is a different part of our brain than being in survival mode. And as you ground yourself and take some deep breaths, whatever you need to do to get grounded, do that. And then ask God what word he wants to give you to look for this year. And I'd love to hear in the comments if you come up with a word that you want to share, or if the idea is new to you, if it changes anything for you, how it strikes you, just let me know in the comments. And I really appreciate you joining me. My name is Stephanie, and I help women who love Jesus and have experienced the trauma of abuse or betrayal to find healing and freedom. And I hope to see you in the next video.